Yeah, so cool. Yeah, how he could fist fight you. Hello, guys. Welcome to the final episode of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. At least for now. I imagine, as successful as this show is and how good it is, I imagine we're going to get another season here soon. Within the next year or two. So, but in the meantime, we're going to be finishing it off for here for now. Episode 28. So, yeah, so we just finished up the first class mage trials, and the final challenge was, in fact, her picking, essentially just straight up picking based off intuition what mages deserve to be first class mages. I'm curious to see who at the end is actually select all of the ones that have been selected as first class mages. I want to see who they are. We know Fern is is one, right? Frieren, no. Lots of the other characters, no. We didn't see Denkin. We didn't see Ubel. And I'm not sure if we saw the clone guy or not. So we'll have to see who ends up being labeled a first class mage. I hope Denkin does, because I want Denkin to be able to move forward and go visit his, what was he, visiting a friend or visiting a grave or something. So yeah, I hope he gets it. Denkin's cool. I almost guarantee it Ubel's gonna get it, just based off the fact, I don't know, something like last episode when this elf is focused all on like intuition and feeling and stuff like that, and gut feelings about things. That's exactly how Ubel's been described up to this point. Like, she's not an intellectual whatsoever. She's just straight up going off of her gut and intuition. So we'll have to see if that plays into Ubel possibly being a first class mage. I think that would be cool if Ubel becomes like a subordinate of hers, and then we get some cool rivalry between her and Ubel versus Frieren and Fern. That would be cool. But other than that, let's go ahead and start this episode, and yeah, let's finish it out. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Yeah, there's no way that Frieren was gonna give up Frieren. Yeah, that's what I'm curious. The only thing I can think of is she might say no because he's old. Or so she believed. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, how he could fist fight you. Dick, yes! And Ubel's gonna get it for sure. Yeah, and him. He sends his clone. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. He just had two clones out. That's actually really cool. Oh, is Werbel gonna do it? She loves that. She loves violence. Oh, she passed her though. Okay. It really doesn't matter what they say. It's just, huh? Okay. It really doesn't matter what they say. Yeah, the problem with that is 3 years from now, her intuition's probably not going to change. Other than it did for Denkin, I guess. Denkin's so cool. Oh my god, I love Denkin so much. He's such a good character. I thought he was going to be like just an evil old man at the start, like just an aggressive dude. He is not that whatsoever. Huh. He's that influential. And I like Werbel too because he seemed like he would be edgy and evil, but no, he's not. He's a pretty good dude too. Really, all of the characters showed like some more sides to them than I expected when they were first introduced. Even Ubel, and she seems like the most evil out of the group for sure. Gotcha. Thousand Mirror Tower. Bows the Immortal. Huh. Yeah, I want to learn more about the Himmel and that's achievements. I mean, I've said this many times, but like, the more we get, the more I'm like, yeah, these guys are pretty badass. The only thing is, I guarantee Himmel was the same way. He was probably inspired by some hero he looked up to. Like, if we go into Himmel's motivations, I'm sure he had something similar. I mean, he looked up to Frieren at a young age, but I bet you he had some hero he looked up to. And Wirbel's just an example to her of Himmel's influence on the world. Yeah, we never learned that. Huh. This guy. That's kind of a flex, don't you think? Huh. So he's just gonna go try and assassinate her. It's not gonna work though. Yeah, she probably used it to like. I was gonna comment on that. Her whole place is filled with flowers. Yeah, it's interesting. Sari has an interesting personality. Kind of like like this sounds like a meme when I say it, but she's kind of tsundere in a way where she puts them down because they can't achieve her heights, but yet she does seem to actually care and is inspired by them in some ways. Like if you look at her, like filling her own room full of flowers, that has to be because of Flame. So that's what she got? That probably pissed off Sari a lot. Yeah. Who's that? Oh. Himmel's such an inspiring guy. Like, he inspired Frieren and changed her, and then he's inspired the entire world. It'll be embarrassing when we meet again. Yeah, I want to see what happens when they get to the end. I could tell, like, if this show keeps going on all the way to the end, like, later on, it's going to be emotional as hell when they get to the end and you actually find Himmel and Hader and maybe even Eisen if he's dead by that point again. Like, yeah, that's going to be pretty emotional. This show has been very good. I've loved this show. It's definitely, there's no show that I've seen in anime that's like this one. Like, this show tackles this fantasy setting in a completely different way than I've seen other shows do it. It's entirely more focused on the personal lessons and the growth and the change throughout the centuries, people's perspectives on their relationships and things like that. I've really enjoyed this show. Yeah. Journey to the End continues. Great stuff. Okay, so that was episode 28. The final episode for now, and the journey to end does in fact continue. I really enjoyed this show so much. I've always looked forward to it every week, getting to watch it, because when I first started, I was a little bit like, I don't know how this is going to go for me, if it really suits my taste. But as we went on deeper and deeper, I just got completely sucked in and latched in. I enjoy all of the characters. I love how it tackles their relationships and stuff. I like how their relationships to each other, how they see the world, how they've changed. Frieren, you can tell just throughout her many centuries of living, and you can see how she was changed, and most of that was done, not all of it. Flame changed her a lot, but even more so Himmel really changed her perspective on how she relates to the people around her. So really good stuff. And then just all these new characters, especially in the first class mage arc, we got all these new characters just added in, and none of them were just one-note characters to me. At least out of all the major ones, they were all more nuanced and complex than we realized, and I hope we get to see all these guys again. They were really interesting characters. I hope we get to bump into them just along their journey. If not, it might be just a see them at the end sort of thing, which is kind of really sad but good. Yeah, we'll have to see how that ends up playing out towards the end of the story, but so this has to be what, the halfway mark? I think when they were entering this the Mage City, they said it was about the halfway mark. So supposedly they're about halfway there. And then when they go to the end, I imagine that's going to be emotional ass episodes when they get to the end. Whether they find the actual end, like if there's an afterlife or not, whether there is or isn't, it's going to be a super emotional end. And to the story, but yeah, I just thinking about it, it's like, ooh man, that's gonna hit hard. And we're only like halfway through the story, and it's like, ooh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, I mean, Flame did say that she found it and she confirmed it was real. So Flame found the end. I'm curious to know more about like the whole Demon King War, how that ended. We do know that that fight was intense, and the Demon King was an intense fight that Frieren couldn't do on her own. Yeah, I wanted to learn more about Himmel's power, what inspired him growing up, because we knew as a child that he really liked Frieren for helping him when he was in the dark, but I imagine that there's some more to his backstory there. Honestly, there's probably more to all three of the other old members, so Aizen, Hater, and Himmel. I imagine there's some deeper stuff to all of them that we haven't yet learned about, but good stuff. I want, like I was saying earlier in this episode, I want to see Stark get his own kind of arc. We've seen the First Class Mage arc, which has been a Frieren and Fern focused arc. I hope Stark gets something, because Stark is fun and and cool, and I hope he gets some more stuff for his character too. So, Sign, we have to figure out what happens with Sign and Guerrilla Warrior. I hope we run into them again. Yeah, I have a feeling Ubel and Sari aren't, we're gonna see more of them. We're probably gonna see more of Denkin. I would be sad if we don't see any more of them. Like, this is the end of like all of their stuff, because I got really attached to a lot of these characters. I think Ubel's super interesting. I think Denkin's interesting. I think the clone guy's interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see. But anyway, this has been a great show. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciated you guys watching this with me and throwing out comments. I've really enjoyed this experience, and now I have to start thinking about, well, what do I watch now? I have to think about, because I finished up Witch from Mercury, and I need to start up the next show for that. And then now we're just finishing up Frieren for now, so we need to think about replacing it with something. So in the comments, if there's some shows that you guys are leaning towards, let me know. I'd like to take a look at that and see if we should start watching it. I don't know. I haven't looked to see what new stuff is going to be airing soon, so maybe if there's a new show that looks interesting, guys, let me know and we'll start tackling it. But other than that, you guys have a great one. Thank you for joining me on this ride. Can't wait to continue it later with you guys. So other than that, have a great one. We'll talk to you again later. See ya.